My aunt ruined my dinner, so I ruined hers. I have this thing with meat where my body just can't handle it. Like, if I eat beef or pork, I get super sick and throw up. It's not an allergy exactly, more like an intolerance. My stomach just refuses to process it. When I was 13, doctors told me I needed to stop eating meat and get protein from other stuff instead. Beans, tofu, eggs, whatever. So I became a vegetarian, and honestly, I felt so much better. But my Aunt Carol refused to believe me. She thought I was just being dramatic and picky. She's one of those people who thinks kids fake everything for attention. Like, she's the same aunt who told my parents I was faking my asthma. Turns out I actually had asthma and needed an inhaler. Shocking, right? She also wouldn't let her own daughter, Emily, get glasses because she thought Emily just wanted them to look cool. Then Emily failed her eye exam at school, and the doctor said her vision was terrible. She'd been squinting at the board for 2 years, but Carol never apologized or admitted she was wrong about anything. She just moved on like nothing happened. We lived in this small town where everyone ate meat and potatoes for every meal, so Carol had plenty of friends who agreed with her that I was just being fussy about the vegetarian thing. Our whole family did dinner together every Sunday, and we'd take turns hosting at different houses. When it was Carol's turn to host, I was actually nervous, but she called me the day before and promised she got me a veggie burger. She said it 3 times on the phone. "Don't worry, I got you a meatless burger. You're going to love it." That Sunday, I showed up to her house and the table was covered with food. Regular burgers for everyone else, and she pointed to one specific burger on a separate plate. "That's yours, all vegetarian," she said with this big smile. I was so hungry that night. Like, I hadn't eaten since breakfast because I'd been at soccer practice all day. So when we sat down to eat, I grabbed my burger and just went for it. I took these huge bites and finished the whole thing in like 2 minutes. The whole time I was eating, Carol was watching me with this weird smile. Not a normal happy smile, more like a smirk, like she knew something I didn't. I thought maybe she was just happy I liked her cooking. But then, about 5 minutes after I finished, I felt it. That familiar gross feeling in my stomach, like everything was churning and bubbling and trying to come back up. My mouth started watering, in that way it does right before you throw up. That's when I realized what she'd done. She'd given me a regular beef burger. She'd lied straight to my face because she thought she was going to prove I was faking the whole thing. I looked at Carol and she was still smirking at me, waiting to see what would happen, probably expecting me to just be fine so she could call me out in front of everyone. But here's the thing about my meat intolerance. When I eat beef, I don't just feel sick, I throw up. Every single time. There's no holding it back. I felt everything coming up. Normally I would have run to the bathroom. It's what any normal person would do, right? Get up, excuse yourself, go throw up in private. But I was so angry. This woman had purposely fed me something that she knew would make me sick just to prove some stupid point. She'd been smirking at me this whole time, watching me eat poison, basically. So when I felt everything coming up my throat, I didn't move. I stayed right there in my seat. I turned my head toward Carol, who was sitting right next to me at the head of the table, and I let it all go. I threw up all over her. Her fancy blouse, her hair, her lap, everything. The entire beef burger she'd tricked me into eating came back up and landed right on her. The table went completely silent except for Carol screaming. She jumped up and chunks were sliding down her shirt. Her face was bright red and she was yelling about how disgusting I was and how dare I do that at her dinner table. My mom was horrified and asking what happened. My dad was trying not to laugh. Emily was staring at me with her mouth open. I just wiped my mouth with my napkin and said really calmly, "Sorry, Aunt Carol. I guess that meatless burger didn't agree with me." "Oh wait, that was a beef burger, wasn't it?" Her face went from red to white. She knew she'd been caught. My mom asked what I was talking about and I explained that Carol had promised me a veggie burger, but gave me beef instead, even though she knew it makes me sick. Carol tried to say it was an accident, but nobody believed her. Not after that smirk she'd had while watching me eat. My dad actually got mad and said we were leaving. He called her irresponsible and said she could have really hurt me. We left her there covered in vomit, and I didn't feel bad about it at all. Carol never tried to trick me with food again after that.